This is Gemara Metziah Daf Mem Aleph, and we're holding on the bottom of Mem Amid Beis, 3 lines into the wide lines as we begin another Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, Hamavkir Chavis Eitzel Chaveiroi. Continuing the theme of this parak, which of course is Shaimrim and their Chiyuvim. Says the Mishnah, someone is mafkid chavis, someone gives his barrel for a deposit etzel chaveroi, v'lo yichadoi bailim makim. And the bailim, the owner did not designate a place where to place it. Meaning, I come to your house, you're the shaymer, and I'm mafkid. I deposit the barrel for you for safekeeping, and I don't tell you particularly where to place the barrel. Vitil talay, and the shaymer, as is regular, moves the item, v'nishbara, and it breaks. Nishbara, says the Mishnah, depends where precisely the barrel broke. Nishbara, if it broke, that it fell from the shamer's hands, then litzar kai, it depends why you picked it up. If you picked it up for his own, the shomer's benefit, chayiv litzar ka. If you picked up the barrel for the barrel's benefit, then potter, then the shomer's potter. That's if it breaks while in the shomer's hands. But if after you put it down it broke, bein litzar kai, bein litzar ka. Whether you picked it up for your own usage, for the item's usage, potter, then he's potter. Case A in the Mishnah. Case B in the Mishnah. Yichada la ha-bailim ma'koim. The bailim were miyached. If the bailim said a specific place to keep the barrel, then it just depends why you picked it up. Litzarka chayiv, litzarka for the barrel's usage, potter. Says the Gemara, ha mani, whose opinion is the Mishnah going like? Now, which did in the Mishnah? So Rashi keys us in 3 lines to the bottom, that which the Reisha said, that if you place it down, it breaks, even though shalitzar kai natla, even though you took it for your own benefit. But the fact that you put it back, mishech zira, it's considered that the shemer is potter. That is whom, says the Gemara, Rabbi Yishmaeli, Ta'amar, Loi be'inan das bailim. Says Rabbi Yishmael that when you want to return something that you stole, Loi be'inan das bailim. You don't need to tell the bailim about it as long as you put it back where it's supposed to be. And we're saying that our case is similar, that you took it illegally. The shemer wasn't allowed to move the item. You did. If you put it back, even without telling the baitim, as long as you put it back where it's supposed to go, you are a potter, like the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael. The Tanya, we learned in a brayso, goynev tlem min ha'eder, so and sell a sheep from the flock, v'tzelem min hakes, or money from a wallet, l'makav sheganav yachzir, to the place that it's stolen, you have to return it. Divrei Rabbi Yishmael. Whereas Rabbi Kiva Oimer, as we turn over to Mem Aleph Amid Aleph, Sarich Das Bailim, you can't just return it. You need the owner's knowledge in order to return it. So suggests our Gemara from the fact that the Mishnah seemingly said, once you place it back, you're going to be potter. Suggests the Gemara that we're going within the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael and not Rabbi Akiva. But says the Gemara in the top line of Mem Aleph Amid Aleph, Rabbi Yishmael, why are we talking about a case specifically where the owner did not designate a specific place? Even if the owner said, keep it in this area, still you should be potter once you return it. The Mishnah seems to imply otherwise. Says the Gemara, Laimi bayi kamar. Laimi bayi, meaning the Gemara says it's true what you're saying. Laimi bayi, it's pashit that if yichadai makayim, yichadai dimekaimu, because then when you put it back, it's in the place that the bailim want it. Ela afilu, the chiddush, says the Gemara. The chiddush is the case of the Mishnah. Lo yichadai delav mekaimu, and still lo be'inan das bailim. you still do not need the owner's consent and intent when you return the item that is stolen. And that's the reason why in the Mishnah, as long as it's returned, placed back where it belongs, there is no liability on behalf of the Shomer. Continues the Gemara 5 lines down, Ema Seifa. Let's now delve into the end of the Mishnah, which taught us Yichad Allah ha-bailim makom. If the bailim designate a place, v'tiltala, the Shomer moves it, v'nishran, it breaks. Bein miteich yadai, whether it breaks while he's holding it. Bein misheinicha, whether he breaks once it's placed down. It depends. Litzarka chayiv, litzarka pater. Says the Gemara, but this Asyan the Rabbi Kiva, Damar and Dina das bailim. And that's the reason why if you took a litzarkai for yours, the owner, the Shomer's benefit, you're chayiv. Says the Gemara, 1 second, Rabbi Akiva, Maria Yichadav lo Yichadai Nami. Same teretz. Let me buy Kamerlai, me buy lo Yichadai Delam Mekaima, who elafilu Yichadai Nami. So we just effectively explained how the Reisha is Rabbi Yishmael, the Seifa is Rabbi Akiva. So I asked the Gemara, the obvious kasha, Reisha Rabbi Yishmael, the Seifa Rabbi Akiva. We never like one Mishnah to cross over in the middle. Answers the Gemara, indeed. Amar Rabbi Yechanan. Says Rabbi Yechanan, if someone could indeed explain this Mishnah of Chavis like one opinion, Mavlani Mane Basrei Lebe Mesusa, I'll carry his clothing after him to the bathhouse, meaning the Pashtas in the Mishnah is that yes, it is partial Rabbi Kiva, partial Rabbi Ishmael, and that's just the way that it is. Says the Gemara, let's delve a little bit deeper. We're about 15 lines down. The first one line is Mane, Tergama, Rabbi Yankiv Barabba Kamei Deraf. What's going on in the Mishnah is like we explained that you took it to steal it. That no, it doesn't mean you took it to steal it, which maybe is more of the Pashim Shah when we read the Mishnah, but rather he took it to use it. Says the Gemara, what's this machlekes? B'maika mifligi. B'shlichas yad shricha chisaron. The machlekes is, says the Gemara, that when a shomer uses an item, is he only chayiv if he causes the item a loss? Man, he took it to steal it, and therefore, when the item didn't actually break, therefore that's not a case of shichas yad, because only if there's a chesaron is it considered that you use the item. Eina tzricha chisaron doesn't have to actually have a loss, and therefore we can explain the Mishnah not only in real gezela, but even if he took it to use the item. Says the Gemara, Maskif la Rav Sheshes. Ask Rav Sheshes, smack in the middle of the Amid. The first one in line is Eina. Ask Rav Sheshes, Midi not la katani, tell to la katani. Said Rav Sheshes, I don't understand what's going on over here. You're telling me we have a debate whether he took it to steal it, whether he took it to use it. Says the Gemara, the Mishnah says Teltala, which clearly means he just moved the barrel to use it and to return it, so he clearly isn't intending to steal it. What's going on over here? You move the barrel. Why? To stand on it, to reach something high, to reach the dovecote. V'kasavar shoyel sheloi midas gazlon havei. When you borrow something without rishos, you're a gazlon. V'kula Rabbi Yishmael. And based on that, we can say the whole Mishnah is Rabbi Yishmael. That you put it back in a place which is not its place. Says the Gemara. 1 second, we just said a moment ago that Rav Yechanan said, if anyone explains this Mishnah, leave it to Chatana. He's going to carry his stuff back to the bathhouse. Says the Gemara, wait, we just indeed explained how the whole Mishnah could be Rav Yishmael. Says the Gemara, for Rav Yechanan, he did not agree. Why? That when it says anicha, it's mashma, you put it back in its place. And therefore, if the only way to explain the Mishnah according to Rabbi Yishmael is you put it back b'mekayma she'ena mekayma, that doesn't fit well with the Mishnah. Itmar. Says the Gemara, let's continue. Rav Levi Chadam Rishich Ziyad Shich Chasarin, Chadam Rishich Ziyad Ein Shich Chasarin. Going back to the machlekes we quoted a moment ago, when a shomer uses an item, is it only considered that he's liable if there is a chasarin or even if not? Explains the Gemara, Tistayim, let me bring you a raya. The Ravu Damar Shich Ziyad Ein Shich Chasarin. Let's bring a raya that Rav is of the opinion that says Shlichas Yad, using an item, is irrelevant whether there's a loss or not. It's considered that you used it. Tanya, we have a shepherd that leaves his flock. A wolf comes with taraf. A lion comes with taras pot. But if he put his staff, his pouch on the sheep, and then was attacked, chayiv, then he is chayiv. Why? We think right now because it's considered that he used the item by putting his stick on it, and therefore, once you use the item, you're chayiv. Va'avinamba. And we wonder, 3 lines in the white lines, from the nich, my kolay v'tarmilo eleh, chayiv, hashaklenu. But you subsequently took it off. Amarav Nachman, Amarav Ravu, Amarav Oidin Aleh. My havi, who cares if your stick is still on the sheep on the first white line? You're not doing anything. So why would that make you chayiv? V'amarav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak, Amarav sheikisha b'makol v'ratzasa lifanel. Referring to a case where he hit the sheep and then it ran before him, so he made a kinyan, and that's why he's chayiv. If subsequently even an oinus happens, a lion comes and eats up the sheep. Says Gemara, wait, but the animal wasn't, there was no diminishing by merely hitting the animal and making it run. And from here, says the Gemara, Elalav, what's the raya? Shema mina kasavar shlichas yad eino yisricha chisaron. Says the Gemara, not so quick on the raya. Why? That when you hit it with the stick, you're a chisha, you weaken the animal. I'll bring you a raya dekotani. What does it say? Shekisha b'makol. It says you hit it. Shema mina, from the lashon of hit, sounds like it's strongly that could cause the animal to be depreciated. Continues the Gemara. Umidarav savar shlichas yad shricha chesaron. Levi savar shlichas yad eino shricha chesaron. My time of the Levi. Rav Yechon mishum Rav Yisin harai. Mishon shlichas yad amura b'shem Yisachar shlichas yad amura b'shem Rechinam. Says Rav Levi, it all boils down to the shlichas yad that we find in the Torah by Hashem Yisachar is different than the shlichas yad we find by Hashem Rechinam. But says Levi on the top line of Memal from the Beis, Vani Oimer. You know what I hold? Einoi Mishana. My Mishana, what way was it different? Tomer Shechaz Yav Shemer Sachar. It could have just said, utilizing that about Shemer Sachar, V'tezi Mi Shemer Chinam. Or my Shemer Chinam Shabbat V'ginev Aved Shachba Yad Chayiv. So it's Pashat Shemer Sachar Shachayiv V'ginev Aved L'Kol Shekain. So if that was true, L'may looks like Asvin Rachmana. So what is the reason that the Torah writes 2 times? Loimer l'chata teach you sheichas yad einoi tzricha chisaron. Vani oimer, but says Rav Yechon eino mishonei kravel ozamer davada achasi. What is that? My davada achasi mishadik lemifrach mal shemer chinam shkein mishal dash lumei kefel. Toidan is ganav. Oman delay bar zavar kind lo shvua adifa mikvela b'shvua machlekes, which is a more stringent payment. Is a karen without a shvua more chamer than having to pay Kevel, even with a shvua. And we finished it up with Rava arguing on Rav Yechon. Rava Amar, smack in middle of Memal from the base, teaches Rava, Loi Toimer Shechaz Yad, Loi B'Shemer Chinam, Loi B'Shemer Sachar, and Tesi Me Shayel. Uma Shayel Diladas Bailim Kavid. A Shayel's a borrower. So of course he has the owner's das, the owner's knowledge when he uses an item. And yet, Shach Bayad Chayiv, Shemechiv Shemesachar, like Koil Shekain. So says Rava, Shemesichan and Shemechanim should be pater, should be pashit. Lama Nemar, so why does the Torah speak out the usage of the item for Shemesichan and Shemesachar? Says the Gemara that what? Mashael bebailim potter avshem mechinu shevizachu bebailim potter. Balaman da'amar shichas yad shichas sarin. So we seemingly have rayas that it's enos shichas sarin. What does the other man da'amar hold? That when a shamer uses an item, even if there's no loss to the item, it's considered that he used it. Honey tarzi shichas yad lamali. Chadash lo tomer daivalim is knidam ve'edach kilaksena v'nikra ba'abayis elo alokim. L'shvua means you come close to the judges for a shvua. Atam l'shvua. When eladin and rishchaz yad lamatam rishchaz yad lamala mala shvua avkan l'shvua. So that is the machlekes whether shichaz yad shvichasarin and not according to the man to Amar. That's shvichasarin. What does he do with the psukim? He uses it for our other dinim. The din of dayo and the din that will have to be a shvua in all cases. And we'll pick it up from the Mishnah Daf Mem Beis b'siyata dishmaya.